Hello and welcome back to Green-HillGaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream I'm playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. So sit back, relax, and as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. And speaking of live stream, let me just get the live stream up and running on my phone so I can interact with my lovely viewers. And speaking of which, hello to my first and lovely viewer. You're very welcome.
I can't stay for long, but thought I'd pop in for Abbott. Emoji wide smile.
Ruby, that is no problem at all. And welcome to the live stream, Ruby. How are you keeping? How's the farm? How's your farm? You're very welcome to my Tony Hawk's 1 live stream. Great to have in the live stream. Hope you're keeping well. And that goes for all of my 3 lovely viewers watching Green-HillGaming right now. I really hope you're all doing very well and enjoy the live stream. So I'm currently
on... My farm's doing quite good, thanks. Emoji grin.
Glad to hear it, Ruby. Glad to hear it. My poor pumpkins got an awful doing there over Halloween. But thankfully I'm growing a lot of turnips right now on my farm, so my farm is not doing too bad now at the moment. So currently I'm in downtown. I have every objective complete other than complete the rooftop gaps. That's why I called the live stream Mind the Gap. Okay, so my skater, just in case you're wondering, I actually forgot his backstory, kind of. Oh yeah, he grew up in Africa and he loved Tony Hawk. So one day he went around pretending that he was Tony Hawk and people believed him. But he's not really Tony Hawk, he's a phony, so which is why I call him Tony Hawk. Just thinking, it's been a very long time since I actually played this game. But nonetheless, hopefully I'll complete a challenge or two. And not smack off a wall. I'm trying to think of which roof I have to actually... I think it's this roof here. I have to try to get across there. So I don't know which side of the roof, or which side of the roof I have to perform the gap on. But if I can see a little clip of the challenge again, I'll be able to know what to do.
I wish there weren't time limits in this game.
Oh, me too. Hashtag me too. Right there, Ruby. To be honest, I actually forgot there was time limits in Tony Hawk's, because I hadn't played Tony Hawk's in Christ over 20 years, to be honest. So like, I completely forgot there was time limits. I suppose that is what the game's all about, like, but I do agree with you, time limits can be really annoying. I'm actually so stupid. I don't know which... Yeah, it's that roof there. I mean, I'm looking at the... Yeah. Complete the rooftop gaps. Yeah, obviously, like, you're going from one rooftop to the next rooftop. Okay. I have this. I just need to maybe increase my stats a little bit. I actually wanted to play Ruby, and to the rest of my viewers as well. I wanted to actually play Spider-Man tonight. I installed it, but it still needed to be copied. So there's like 50 minutes left for it to be copied onto the PS4. So I had to free up space a while back, so I had to delete it off my hard drive. So that was the original plan for this live stream, but not to worry.
I have to head off, school tomorrow, emoji frowning face, was good speaking to you though, emoji big smile.
No problemo at all. I'll be doing a few weekend live streams, a few late night weekend live streams, so hopefully that will suit you better. But no problem, and listen, thanks so much for dropping by the live stream to show a bit of support and say hello. Really appreciate that, means a lot. So I will say good night to you, and I will see you next time. Gaming. Right, so air is obviously what I need, and it's up full. But maybe air and... Okay, my air and speed up through the roof. That I can't see my stats getting any better than that for this objective. Oh yeah. Retry level. Might as well do a couple of tricks as I'm heading to my objective. Smashing bus stops and everything, as you do, as you do. Oops, smashed through the bus stop. That's karma right there. Just absorbing the HDR there, it's actually fantastic. I think what it actually does is this, it really makes the lighting, when I say lighting, I mean lighting as in smack of a taxi, as in the actual light, like that light post there. It really gives you like an authentic experience, like right. I think I just need to build some speed, don't I? But like how, like? I'm not for, like, it's funny, I always say it, but like, as much as I played Tony Hawk back in the day, I was far from good at it, you know? Oh, that was close though. I need to just figure out a way to build up speed and to try and do a trick that kind of gives me a bit of distance. So yeah, this live stream of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 is all about minding the gap, or jumping over the gap at least anyway. I always love taking a moment to appreciate just how far the graphics has come over the years. It's just, it's so easy to take it for granted. It really is. Why did I go behind here? What the hell? I gotta actually with both the old PS2 and play some PS1 games and just remind myself what PlayStation games used to look like, you know, compared to now. Like, trying. I don't know why I did that. If I had done that on the actual rooftop that I need to be on, I would have actually completed my objective. Ah well. So many games are sponsored by Monster energy drinks nowadays. As if they need advertising. I think Monster has become the first well, not the first, like, but people are like drinking Monster because it's a brand, as opposed to like, oh, that tastes nice. I personally think Monster tastes horrible. It's just not my cup of, well, I can't say cup of tea because it isn't tea. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go into a shop and pay like premium price for a drink just because it's a brand. You know? So yeah, I mean, they're usually, I think they're like, I don't know, I mean, I know Coca-Cola is a brand as well, like, but I mean, I genuinely like Coca-Cola. I've always liked Coca-Cola. Do you know? I don't go around like, oh, look at me, I'm drinking Coca-Cola. I'm so special. Oh, I did it again. What happens when I talk too much? I think I finally figured out as well what ray tracing is all about. I mentioned it there in an earlier live stream. Just trying to figure out what the hell it is like. But it just basically makes things like shadows and reflections and how light reflects on surfaces more realistic, basically. So it's kind of like, you know, where we have realistic graphics. Well, this is like realistic lighting. Ah, fuck. Where's the fucking thing? Ah, bollocks. I don't want to speak too much. Is it me? Or has the time limit been reduced or something? It feels like I have less time to complete these objectives. And this, I don't know. 2 minutes, like. God almighty. I don't know if there's any Resident Evil fans watching the live stream right now. If so, and if not, it's fine. But there, you may be aware that there's a reboot Resident Evil movie currently it's in production as we speak, and I'm actually very critical of it. That may surprise a few people, because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. But I'm actually very critical of it. Ah, oh, so close. Yeah. Very critical. And bear with me, I will actually explain why I'm critical in just a moment. Just so to gather my thoughts so I can say it effectively. From what I've heard of the movie, and there's very little out there on the movie at this early stage, from what I've seen of the set, because photos of the set have been leaked. Yeah, and I'm saying it like that because I genuinely believe that they're it's deliberately leaked by people within the movie. That's what I think anyway. Yeah, so from what I've heard of the movie tells the story of the mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident, which is basically Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. It's going to have characters, it's going to have Chris, Jill, and Wesker, and I think that's all the stars members that was confirmed. And then for Resident Evil 2, like for the mansion incident, you're going to have Leon Clare and William Birkin. That's all we know about the movie so far. And fans are like, I don't want to sound too critical, too sarcastic, but fans are delighted with themselves because like it's going to feature the mansion incident and it's going to feature I did it. One of 3 rooftops. Ah, fuck off. That's bullshit. Okay. So there's 3 rooftops. Or maybe this is like 3 paths to the rooftop, I don't know. So yeah, fans are delighted. Because the movies are staying true to the games, and that's what makes the fans happy. They get to see the mansion incident, they get to see the Raccoon City incident, Chris, Jill, Wesker, William Birkin, Leon Clare. I mean, that's enough to make the Resident Evil fans like lose their shit, yeah? And they've shown photos of the set of the movie, mainly the outside of the Raccoon City police department, and it looks 100% like it does in the games. And again, like, fans are losing their shit because they're like, that's the Raccoon City police department, oh my god. And they're losing their shit, like, and they're saying this is going to be fantastic, this is brilliant, can't wait for it, hype, this is fantastic. And I'm like the most critical fucker you could think of right now, because in my opinion the movie is going to end up being nothing more than a glorified highlight reel of cutscenes from Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2, and that doesn't make a good movie. It doesn't make a good Resident Evil movie. For God's sake, like, I mean, all I have to do is go onto YouTube and type in Resident Evil 1 remake, all cutscenes. Resident Evil 2 remake, all cutscenes. That's the movie right there. That's the movie right there. And another thing, this movie is going to be like an hour and a half, at max an hour and 45 minutes. How in the name of God? How in the name of God can you fit the mansion incident, the Raccoon City incident, the story of stars, like flesh out characters like Chris, Jill, Wesker? How can you flesh out stories like Leon and Claire and William Birkin? How can you do all, and Chief Byron Irons is in it as well. How can you do all that? How can you do all that in 90 minutes? How? I'm very critical that they can do that. It seems to me like they're just feeding, it's a cash grab. And they're feeding off nostalgia. They know fans are going to see the Raccoon City Police Department and think, oh my god, this is fantastic, I can't wait for the movie to come out. You know? And that's like, that kind of pisses me off. I'm actually kind of feel sorry for the fan base, to be honest with you, because they're just so simple-minded. They're so simple-minded, actually. Oh man, this rooftop challenge. They're going to fall for it. Like, we get it. You don't like Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movies. That song has been sung well by now. Please change the record. But to be honest with you, I've loved his movies. And I think that it's going to take these fans who've been saying, make your movies like the games. It's going to take this new reboot for them to actually realise that Paul Anderson was right this whole time. And they're going to realise why he went in the direction he went with his movies. Because if you stay true 100% to the games and just copy and paste the story and grab all the cutscenes and put onto the big screen, it's just going to be, as I put it, a glorified highlight reel of cutscenes of Resident Evil 1 and 2. That doesn't make a good movie. What makes a good movie is a good story, good characters with good acting. Okay, like I'm not exactly going to say like that the acting in Resident Evil movies are, deserve a fucking Oscar, but I don't think that's what they set out to achieve. Do you know? I mean, it's Resident Evil, it's a video game. I mean, for God's sake, it's not going to be fucking Titanic. Like, you're not going to have Leon and Claire fucking, singing "My Heart Goes On" as fucking balcony in Resident Evil 2. I mean, nobody expects that, do they? I don't, anyway. So, yeah, I mean, look, very early on, I suppose I'll have to see like a trailer of this movie. Maybe they can pull it off. I mean, I've been thinking about it earlier today on how they could actually, fit the mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident all into one. Here's how I think they can do it. Movie starts off in like the Raccoon City Police Department. Right? You kind of get a shot of the city first. This bustling Midwestern American city, Raccoon City, and everything is running smoothly in the city, happy enough, other than the fact that there's a bit of anxiety in the air, a little bit, because of these like bizarre, killings that have been happening on the outskirts of Raccoon City. And the opening scene is basically inside the Raccoon City Police Department, and it stars. It's like Chris and Jill. I don't know how many stars members they're going to jam into this, but obviously the main are going to be Chris and Jill. And they're basically trying to convince the Raccoon City Police Department and Chief Brian Irons to basically go and actually investigate these killings. Because obviously anyone who knows the story Resident Evil knows that Chief Brian Irons was actually involved in the cover-up of the Raccoon City incident and the mansion incident as well. Because he kept the Raccoon City away from what the Umbrella Corporation were doing, because he was taking bribes for them. He was taking bribes from them to keep quiet. So eventually, then they say, okay, so look, go and investigate the outskirts of Raccoon City. So that scene could last 10 minutes, right? And then for the next 40 minutes of the movie, they're basically exploring the mansion. And they're figuring out what was behind these killings, that they link it to a virus, and they link the virus to the Umbrella Corporation, and basically the mansion incident unfolds for 40 minutes, right? And then the remainder of the movie is basically them rushing back to the police station and saying, oh, I have it all figured out. Wesker was a traitor. Wesker was working for the Umbrella Corporation. You've had to know about this, Chief Brian Irons, and blah blah blah. But it's too late, because the city at this stage is already infected. And then it basically tells the Raccoon City incident. That's what should happen, but is it? Is that going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen. I think that you probably won't even see the inside of the Raccoon City Police Department. But that's probably being really critical, cynical. But I don't know how I'm going to manage to complete this challenge. There's 3 rooftop challenges. It's just how many roofs are in the game, I mean, it only showed 1. There was a video as well of the truck sequence from Resident Evil 2, and it's just carbon copy. I have novels of the Resident Evil Resident Evil novels, and they're like based off the Mansion incident, the Raccoon City incident, Code Veronica, Resident Evil Zero, and so on and so forth. I read the first one of the Mansion incident, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It's completely authentic to the games, but it goes way, and I mean way in depth. Like there's pages upon pages upon pages of just the events leading up to the Mansion incident, like about these like strange killings like that happen outside outside Raccoon City. And it just really, like, the characters are really fleshed out. Like Jill, the character of Jill is fleshed out, and there's other elements that were added in there as well, you know. So I mean, like, that's how they could do it. But honestly, I think what you have to do is you have to look at Resident Evil as a universe. A bit like Marvel and DC. And you have to look at the games as a separate world to the movies. So when you're making a movie based off Resident Evil, like a Resident Evil movie, you have to do it differently. Because, look, at the end of the day, I know these movies try to appeal to non-gamers, people who haven't played a Resident Evil game. I say bullshit to that. Go to Netflix. There's already 2 Resident Evil Netflix series coming. Go to Netflix. In my opinion, Netflix is for the die-hard fans. You see that in Witcher. You see that in Castlevania. These movies that are based off video games that come to Netflix stay 100% true to the original. That's why you have Ubisoft. That's why you have people who are working on Assassin's Creed themselves actually working with Netflix to make a new Assassin's Creed movie coming to Netflix. That's how you do it. You fuck this crap about like, but what about people who haven't played the games? We have to appeal to them too. Fuck that bullshit. That's what I say. Fuck that bullshit, you know? I just completely fucked up what I was going to say, to be honest. Okay, so it's like this. If you're going to make the movies based off the video games, go to Netflix. Because that's where it's at. Because you don't have to worry about appealing to a new audience. No matter how it's done, though. Yeah, I just fucked up what I was going to say. But what I wanted to say was, if I know at all what I want to say, is you have to, the games have to, you've played the games, you know what the games are, you've seen the story unfold before. I think that's what I was trying to say. Like, people who played Resident Evil, they know the story, they know the characters, they know what's going to happen. And the movie has to be for them, right? The movie has to be for them, nobody else. So I think what I was trying to say was, like, it's not about saying like, oh, but what about someone who hasn't played the game? They're going to feel left out. Well, then don't watch the fucking movie. If you haven't played Resident Evil, why would you watch Resident Evil? Simple as that. Like, I mean, I don't play soccer. I'm not going to watch the World fucking Cup. Simple as. If you don't play Resident Evil, you're not going to watch Resident Evil. So I don't think that I should be worried about people who haven't played the game. So I've played the game. I know the story of the Mansion incident. I know the story of the Raccoon City. I don't care if they recreate the fucking Raccoon City Police Department. That doesn't interest me the slightest. I think the best way to approach a Resident Evil movie would be to take elements, right, from that universe and tell a new story. So what is the Umbrella Corporation? It's a shady pharmaceutical company ties to politics and world governments that are secretly involved in researching and developing biological weapons. That's what the Umbrella Corporation is. You can tell that story in a movie. it doesn't have to be the exact same Umbrella Corporation that you see in the movies. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be like that. You can retell that story of the Umbrella Corporation. Like, what is Resident Evil? It's about this Umbrella Corporation secretly researching and developing biological weapons. It's a survival horror. So you can tell a story of survivors surviving horror. It doesn't have to be Jill, it doesn't have to be Claire. We've seen these characters in the games. It could be anyone. It could be fucking Billy Bob Joe. You know, in Mexico. It doesn't matter where the fuck it is. Oh, it doesn't have to be Raccoon City. It doesn't have to be in a Midwestern city in America. It can be anywhere. I think you can tell a good Resident Evil story. You can make a good Resident Evil movie without actually carbon copying what we've seen in the game. So that's what I think anyway. And I'm very critical about this reboot. As far as the Netflix live action series from the guy that made Supernatural. I mean, I'm not going to have a go at Supernatural. You know, I haven't seen it. I heard great things about it. It's been going for 15 years straight. But like, I think he should stick to what he knows best. You know, like Wesker's daughters. Wesker's daughters. I mean, really, like. I mean, oh, come on, like, and then finding out about their father, Wesker. It's like, from what I've heard of Supernatural, it's like Supernatural retold, but with Wesker and his daughters, basically. Now, obviously I haven't seen it yet, so, you know, I'm not going to completely criticize it until I've actually seen it. But, like, it's just, come on, like. Really, Wesker's children. You're gonna tell that story. I mean, fucking hell, like. I think out of the three, like out of the Netflix like live action series, there's also a CGI series coming to Netflix as well. Resident Evil: Infinite Darkness, and of course then the movie reboot. I think I'm more excited for the CGI one because it's a new story, and it's based within the canon of the video game. So there's no kind of like risk factor involved. Like you don't have to worry about it drifting too far away from the games, like to the point of like just like Wesker's fucking children. And I think with CGI as well, it just feels more like the games as well. But I'm gonna watch all of them. I'm gonna watch all three of those like projects. Like, I mean, I'm too much of a Resident Evil fan to not watch them, you know. But I think what's happened is like it's become popular to hate Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movies. You know, a bit like how it's popular. I don't know if it's still popular or not. Like, I mean, he barely even wrestles. I think he's pretty much retired. But you know, it was popular to hate John Cena. You know, at one stage in time. And I think a lot of people didn't know why, including myself. I went through a stage where I was hating John Cena, and I didn't know why. Because the reason is because it was popular to hate John Cena. And you know, Resident Evil movies, it's popular to hate Paul Anderson and his Resident Evil movies. I honestly think he did a good story. What did I say Resident Evil was all about? I think at the heart and soul of it, it was about the Umbrella Corporation. This like, you know, this like sus, you know, pharmaceutical company researching biological weapons and viruses and resulting in zombies and monsters, you know, deep beneath a city. And it's about zombies, and it's about survivors desperately surviving. Now, I don't think you can get any more desperately surviving than Alice, Because from the very first movie all the way to the end, she survived absolute fucking atrocities. And it was based in Raccoon City, a city that was that was living alongside the Umbrella Corporation. Unbeknownst to them, they were researching biological weapons right under their noses, literally. And they had zombies. But it told its own story. It didn't just carbon copy the mansion incident or the Raccoon City incident. But what kind of angers me and worries me at the same time is people's response to I actually called a lot of people out on social media in the last 24 hours actually about these this Resident Evil reboot movie. And I made the points to them that I said about the fact that there's nothing more than a highlight reel of cutscenes from 1 and 2, and how can they fit the mansion incident into the Raccoon City incident into one movie. And I've had I think so far at least 3 people coming out and saying, this is what I want. I'm all for this. I'm down for a highlight reel. I mean, I'd love to be the company making the movie, because they're going to make a shit ton of fucking money, because I've got so much people like them who are happy enough to support it. But it's just, whoa, this is what people want. I mean, how unoriginal can you get, you know? People are literally happy for a highlight reel of cutscenes. I mean, come on. It's what? Let me have a look at these. Can you show them one roof? That's not fair. That's not fair. I should show 3 roofs. Okay. I'll get there in the end. I can easily move on to the next stage, but I just want to complete all these challenges, because that's the perfectionist in me. I'm just trying to remember, because I think, is there more than one gap, or no? There's 2 parts to that roof, I'm pretty sure. And the objective video just shows that one roof, so more than likely I just have to try to figure out a way. Oh, you bastard. I know what's funny as well is the people who just hate Paul Anderson with a passion and his Resident Evil movies. They've carried that hate over to his next movie, then Monster Hunter. And they're automatically that movie is no shit because Paul Anderson is working on it. It's pathetic, it really is. Anyway, that's enough on that. Unless somebody joins the live streaming.
Hey man, can't stay long. 9M presentation, emoji happy tears. I'll also be doing an assignment now for tomorrow, emoji happy tears.
Man, that was actually perfect timing. I was literally saying that I won't talk anymore about Resident Evil, the reboot movie, unless someone joins the live stream, and then literally you joined the live stream. Damien, welcome to Green-HillGaming, man, where I'm live streaming Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, man. Try to complete this annoying gap, or challenge that involves a gap. So annoying, man. What are you getting on? Listen, no problem, man. No problem at all, man. Totally understand, man. Totally understand. What assignment are you doing now? You're up the walls, man. For college, man. Completely understand that, man. Fair play to you, man, for doing so much in so little time. But as I said to you before, man, you got to look after yourself too, physically and mentally. You got to take those breaks, man. You got to get sleep as well.
Organizational
you have
behavior.
To look after yourself. Organizational behavior. Damn, man, they'd want to fucking yeah, they definitely want to be teaching it, man, because you have been organizing so much in such a short space of time, and it's going to it's a lot to take on, to be honest. But you're doing well, man, and that's all that matters. You're doing well, man. Just get in those breaks and get in that relaxation, and plenty of water as well. They say it's good for the mind as well. when you're doing so much, especially now like with assignments, like, you know. But no man, you're doing very well, and that's all that matters. Just don't overdo it. And that's no problem, man. I honestly don't expect you to be watching a live stream.
It's only like 8 lines long, so it's not too bad.
Ah, that's all right. That's not too bad. 8 lines isn't too bad. Not too bad at all. But don't worry, man. I'll have a few live streams over the weekend, so like Friday and Saturday, and I'll try to do some like kind of during the daytime as well. I don't know if I'll have the microphone turned on, but I will try and do a few live streams like during the day and night over the weekend. That's the objective here then, to complete it tonight. There's 3 rooftops, but I can only manage to get 1 in. By any chance, did you actually hear about the Resident Evil reboot movie? And did you see the supposedly leaked set photos? There's a photo of the police department and stuff like that. I was banging on about that there for a while in the live stream, but you may be shocked to actually hear that I'm actually very critical. Very critical. I don't think it's going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be a complete cash grab. I think they're just feeding off the fans' nostalgia, and what it's going to end up being is a glorified highlight reel of cutscenes from the first 2 games. And there's just no way that they can. The movie is supposed to tell the story of the Mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident, the first 2 games, and then you have characters like Jill and Chris and Wesker, William Birkin, Brian Irons, Claire and Leon. There's no way they're going to be able to flesh out all those characters and tell that story in one movie, man. And I've been pissing people off on social media over it. Like, they're like, this is exactly what I want. I'm hyped for this. I'm only waiting for someone to turn around to me and say like, are you a Resident Evil fan? And I'm gonna be like, bitch, please. Complete the entire fucking series there one time. I actually did that once leading up to the launch of Revelation. I actually went back and played every Resident Evil game. I will never forget it because I remember fucking up on Code Veronica. No, I completed that game before, but when I went back to replay it, I completely fucked up. I got to the end of the game and I realised I didn't get the Magnum, and I left my grenade launcher in the item box.
Excited for RE8.
Oh man, I actually wanted to talk to you about that, man. I'm hyped for it, but I've actually never been so hyped for a fucking Resident Evil game in my life, and it's because of PS5, man. It's because of PS5, and let me tell you, man, I have never been so hyped for a console in my life than PS5. PS5 is just perfect. Like, it's just, I swear to God, it's definitely going to end up being my favourite console of all time. I even screenshotted it. Where's the fucking thing now? Where's it gone? This is the on pushsquare.com. The game, which may also come to PlayStation 4, will run at 4K with ray tracing and sport almost no load times thanks to the PS5 SSD. 3D audio enhances the experience of making you feel the hair-raising sounds coming in every direction. Remember I was talking about that the other night when I was playing Resident Evil 4. Man, I'm going to be shitting myself, seriously. While haptic feedback is said to simulate the firing of a real-life gun. So that the haptic feedback is the vibration. So it's going to give you the feeling that you're actually shooting a gun. You're like, oh, Sony, like, I swear to God, I could actually kiss Sony, like, Jesus H. Christ, like, they've, like, this is unheard of.
The controller is meant to insanely good.
It's unbelievable. This is unheard of. Like, this is Nintendo territory, like. this is Nintendo territory here for Sony and PlayStation 5, because this game is going to be so different on the PS5 in a great way because of the controller. Whereas on Xbox, it's going to be exactly like an Xbox is just going to be this. It's going to be the game, but with PS5, it's going to have all these advancements because of the 3D audio, hard, loading times, the haptic feedback. Like, it's going to be absolutely insane. Like, it's going to feel different on PS5. Oh man, I can't even tell you how hyped I am, man, for that. I heard that yesterday. I screenshotted it, but I forgot to send it yet. I am so hyped for it, man. Like, not only is it going to look amazing in 4K with ray tracing, but then like on top of all that, like you have these like advancements when it comes to the controls and with 3D audio. Hype, man, isn't the word for it, oh my god. I've actually figured out which games I'm going to get for PS5 at launch. I don't want to get too many for obvious reasons, for like the price. And obviously, like, it takes time to complete these games as well. So I settled with
it's rumored that PS5 will sell more in 1-2 hours than PS4 in 3 months. Emoji happy tears.
I believe it. With the amount of demand that there is right now for a PS5, I mean, pre-orders went like fucking, they were gone in a heartbeat, and there was so much demand for it, and it's just a great console. I mean, the price of the console is insane. Like, you're getting a next generation PlayStation with next generational graphics, up to 8K output. Holy shit! Like, no loading times, 3D audio, brand new controller, all that for €500. That's insane. Like, that's absolutely insane.
See what they did with Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I haven't. Actually, speaking of Spider-Man, what I actually wanted to do, like, I'm actually going to make that my second game to buy on PS5. I actually wanted to play Spider-Man in this live stream, but I hadn't finished copying it onto my PS4 yet. See, I deleted it off the PS4 a while back to free up space. So I hadn't copied it over. I want to complete Spider-Man before I get the new one. I think there was 7-second loading times is what they did, isn't it? Take seven seconds to actually to load the game up, which is insane. Like, I swear to God, like, I've never seen a console nail it so much with the PS5, and especially for PlayStation, because like they've done like something that they've never done before, which is like bring over all their specs on top of innovation. It's insane. It was insane watching Astro Boy Playroom yesterday. Just seeing everything come together. Obviously the graphics, but just the fact that you've got this like fun like platformer, this colourful and fun platformer, combined with a brand new way of playing. It's everything. Like, it's literally everything. Like, I cannot put into words like just how hyped I am for that console. It's insane. They've pulled it out of the bag and then some. Like. But the launch games I'm gonna get 2 games. I'm not gonna go crazy. I remember when I got the Wii U, I bought 7 games. Can you believe that? 7 games I bought for the Wii U. I'm never again doing that. The Switch, I think I bought 3 games. I had Breath of the Wild, 1, 2, Switch, and Super Bomberman. With PS5, I'm just going to get 2. I'm not going to overdo it. It's going to be a little Sackboy.
The suit from the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse is in it, and they dropped frame rate to make it like the movie.
Oh, I heard about that, alright, yeah. You get a skin for, how does it work again? Sorry. Wait, I didn't get that last comment. The suit from the Spider-Man into the movie. Oh, it's actually in it automatically. I thought you had to like do something with that. That's pretty cool.
It's some kind of proof that you can turn on and off.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Like, what I like about the Spider-Man games is, as you know, like, I'm not the biggest comic book guy. Like, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man guy. But I did play Spider-Man games over the years on PlayStation and on Wii and obviously on PS4. But what I like about the games, like actually like just playing the games of Spider-Man, is the combat is just insane. It's actually one of the reasons I wanted to go back and actually play it. I wanted to live stream it the combat in those games is insane. And obviously the fact that you can explore these cities, you know, like swinging around, like exploring cities in an open world way, and obviously like Spider-Man and PS4,
I've
like
never
took
seen
that
a
to the
game
next
drop
level.
frame rate on purpose.
I know, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's never been done before. No. So I'm definitely going to get that. I'm going to get the Miles game, and I'm going to get Sackboy's Big Adventure as well, because I've never played a Little Big Planet game in my life, because of the fact that I just would not have the creative talent
It's unbelievable.
to create anything.
Looks
to be
sick.
honest. Yeah, man. I mean, like those two games look fantastic. The new Spider-Man game and Sackboy. So yeah, I'd never played Little Big Planet. I've heard good things about it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I just would never have the creative control to create stuff. So what I like about his Big Adventure is the fact that it's a full-on platformer. Like it's been a while since PlayStation launched. Like it's been a while since a new PlayStation launched with like a cute and cuddly, like colourful platformer, and I love that. Like I do, I love that because I grew up playing platformers, and you know, with PlayStation, I've loved games like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and other, you know, colourful platformers on PlayStation. So it's great the fact that they're actually, and it's also great that they're confident. Like they're confident. They're actually like Sackboy is one of their mascots. Like they own that. Like, you know, they don't have to, you know, rely on Activision to bring over like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. Like Sackboy is Sony. They could use that as their
Bye Demon Souls and goodbye controller. Emoji happy tears.
goodbye PS5, man. I'd fucking be hopping that off someone's head, but they'd be squashed. They'd be squashed. Fucking thing would kill someone, by seriously. But yeah, Demon Souls, yeah. Oh god. See, I don't want to buy too many. I'm just gonna buy the new Spider-Man, and I'm gonna buy Sackboy. I mean, I'm gonna get Black Ops 4 as well, but I'm not gonna like rush into getting it straight away, you know. But I will definitely buy it though, because I think it's great the fact that they're bringing back like a campaign of Black Ops, like, you know, because I've loved Black Ops 1
You'll
and 2.
also have 20 games.
And 20 games free as well, man. Holy, how did they pull this off? Like, seriously, like, I like to secretly think that Sony were listening into my conversation, just so I feel better. I sleep better at night knowing that I played a part on the development
And
of
all your
PS5.
library backwards compit.
Yep, 100% backwards compatible. 100%. I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. The fact that I can just like get that like automatically, like, play Mortal Kombat 11 in 4K. That's even better than like that takes backwards compatibility to the next level, because not only can I play Mortal Kombat 11, but the fact that I'm actually it's automatically like carried over to the Ultimate Edition as well. But come here, I remember like having a lot of conversations with you,
Free
with
upgrade
Anthony.
and all DLC.
It's fantastic, like. You get your free upgrade and all the fucking DLC, man. It's just fantastic, like. But I remember having conversations with you and with Anthony and other people about like what I would love PlayStation to do with PS5. This is well before PS5 even existed, like before anybody was even talking about PS5. I always said like I would love if Sony did something different. Like, because I always said like, I love to see a great looking game. Don't get me wrong, but I always said like that I was kind of like bored of Sony just making better looking games. I always wanted them to do something different, and fuck me, did they do something different. The DualSense controller is just the definition of different, and they've done something with the specs that actually matters, like that actually benefits the games, like no loading times, for instance, 3D audio. It's just amazing. This console, it was like built for me, like, I swear to God, like, I'm going to write my name on it, like, because it's my console. It was just like, I can't explain it, like, it was just perfect. But you know what's actually so funny? No, I was gonna say something, but I actually forgot what it was. Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna say. It's like, you know the way like, do you know the way like Nintendo were always the ones that were doing the innovation? So you had like Nintendo innovating and you had like Sony like that were focusing on the specs. Well, it's kind of funny because like now you have like PlayStation like fully embracing innovation, and you have like Nintendo like fucking embracing cloud technology. So it's like with ray tracing, like ray tracing on the Switch. Like whoever thought that ever hear those words into one fucking sentence? It's kind of crazy. Oh, do you know what made me laugh as well the other day, Damien? I was actually skitting. I came across someone's comment on Facebook. It was about Control cloud version on the Switch, and somebody was like complaining. They were more or less complaining about the graphics, like they as in the fact that they were good. Like she was saying like who cares about ray tracing? I don't want ray tracing on the Switch. And I just started skitting my balls laughing. I was like, are you for real? This is hilarious. I mean, we go from people complaining that Nintendo have shit graphics to people complaining that they have fucking ray tracing. It's like, I'm telling you, I always said it, man. You can never satisfy a Nintendo fan. You can never satisfy them. Even Reggie Fils-Aimé was saying it, and he said it live. He said it publicly. He said, "There's no pleasing you fans," and he's fucking right. Like, I mean, imagine like going from like complaining that Nintendo have shit graphics and no third-party games to complaining and also complaining that they don't embrace modern technology. So like.
Also, Spider-Man PS4 on PS5 load times is 0.83 seconds, I think.
I seen that. You're right, man. I actually seen that. No fucking, literally next to no loading times on Spider-Man on PS5, and I mean they had big loading times. So to see that is absolutely amazing, to be honest. Oh, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great to play these like open world games that would normally have very long loading times. To just have no loading times, and this is only on PS5 if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's on Xbox. I could be wrong, though, but I don't think Phil Spencer's getting all pissed off. Then he's attacking the price of the games on PS5. No, look, to be honest with you, like we both agree on it. Like, I mean, it's not ideal like to be paying fucking like 70, 80 euro for a game, like, you know. But I just thought it was a bit of a cheap shot, like from Phil Spencer, like, you know. I mean, like that's not down to the console. That's down to I don't know. I suppose that's just down to game developers and how they want to price their games, like, you know. I mean, if I was Phil Spencer, I'd be fucking more. I'd be more fucking concerned with like making my own console great than looking for jabs to attack Sony with, like, you know. He's Phil Spencer is getting very, very desperate. I can definitely see the Xbox Series X being the last console for Microsoft. I can definitely see that happening. But I just think Nintendo fans are hilarious, man. I mean, I don't like to consider myself a fanboy of any console. You know, I consider myself, as you know, as a gamer. Like, you know, I'm gonna have PS5 and Switch. But these Nintendo fanboys are just so fucking funny. Because I mean, I've been there since well, they play Nintendo since like N64 and Game Boy. But like, I remember when the Wii came out, like, you know, Nintendo fanboys were like, "Come on, Nintendo, why don't you make a powerful console? Why don't you embrace modern technology? Why don't we have good third-party games?" Fast forward to the Switch, right?
You're anything but Xbox and PC. Emoji happy tears.
Oh, stop. I'm everything. I'm everything but PC and Xbox. I'm everything but Microsoft, basically. But I remember the Nintendo fanboys asking for that, right? Fast forward to the Switch, and we now have one of the greatest third-party games of this generation, Control. I mean, massively critically acclaimed on the Switch, embracing cloud technology, and it has ray tracing. And these same fanboys who are saying, "Give us a powerful console, embrace modern technology, bring third-party games," are actually saying that we don't want Control cloud version. We don't want it. Take it away. We don't want it. We don't want ray tracing. I swear to God, man, I can only imagine the Nintendo president right now. He must be like saying, "Do you know what? I fucking quit." He's probably just like snapping right now, like, It's just crazy to see how far Nintendo have come in such a short space of time, embracing modern technology. I mean, bringing these great games to Switch, like, you know, and how do people react to it? The Nintendo fanboys. It's actually funny because right now the only people that are criticizing Nintendo and Square Enix for the cloud version of Control are actually Nintendo fanboys. It's not like Xbox fanboys or PlayStation fanboys are coming after Nintendo saying, "Oh, you're only getting to the cloud part, you know." Well, like nobody other than Nintendo fanboys are actually attacking this. It's just hilarious. No, but like I actually thought, like myself, that like I never thought that I'd actually end up buying a cloud version of a game or supporting cloud gaming. I never thought I would, because I thought that my internet connection wouldn't be strong enough, genuinely. But like I actually decided to take the plunge and actually get Control, a cloud version on Switch. And as you know, I have 32 megabyte broadband, and it actually runs very well. I've had no significant problems. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's a little bit of, every now and again there's a little bit of lag, yeah? A little bit of lag. But you can choose like performance, or else you can choose graphics. But I wanted to see what ray tracing was, so I chose graphics. So obviously if you choose graphics, the frame rate will drop to 30 frames and stuff. But if you choose performance, then you will get 60 frames per second, and obviously you won't have ray tracing. But I just think that's amazing, like, and you can even play it in handheld mode as well, like, so if you just watch, like, if you want to like watch television and play the game at the same time, or if you just can't use the television, you can play in handheld mode, and obviously like you can play it in bed as well, like people are just like attacking this, like, without even giving it a chance, like, and it's going to come back to bite them in the hole, because if it's not supported enough, like, Square Enix will turn around, and the company that's making this cloud technology possible, they'll turn around and say, okay, well, it's not being supported, we're not going to continue with it. And then these fans are going to be like, oh, there's no great third-party games on Switch. Oh, it's just fucking crazy. But it's going to be great having PS5 and Switch alongside each other, like, because I mean, it's a great time to be a gamer. It really, really is, like. I mean, obviously, what's great about having the Switch is obviously, like, you know, like, so I can have my Nintendo games like Animal Crossing and Mario and Zelda and whatnot, and, you know, and then to be able to kind of play, like, you know, some great third-party games like in handheld mode and portability, like. And with PS5, it's going to be like the combination of specs and innovation with games like Resident Evil 8. 3D audio, man, I'm going to shit myself like that. Yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but Jesus Christ, man. Like, if Resident Evil 4 terrified me with normal audio, oh my god, man, imagine what it's going to be like with 3D audio. This objective here, man, is just driving me crazy. But you know what's fantastic about PS5? Astro Boy actually comes like pre-installed into the console. So even if you decide not to buy any games, for €500 you're getting a next-gen PlayStation with all those all those like advances and specs like 4K gaming. If you have an 8K TV, it'll be outputted in 8K. You're getting all that, but you're getting a brand new game for absolutely free. Like, I love it. I was actually watching the full 60-minute video, and the amount of Easter eggs you can actually get in it. Like. So you can tell, like, by the way I'm talking, man, I'm just absolutely fucking hyped, man, for it. And it's literally coming in a matter of weeks as well. I'm actually scared by how big it is, though. That's the only thing. I should have enough space for it. I should have enough space for it. I can see it taking up like more space than an entire section of a TV stand. Like, I just couldn't possibly. I hope not, anyway. Did you hear as well? There was a company that were making the faceplates, and they had to they got shut down by Sony, because I say more than likely Sony were like, we're taking that. Ah, that challenge, man, is insane. But you know the way like Microsoft own Bethesda now? That's kind of like annoying because that means they could be in the console market for a longer time than we think, to be honest. Because how can they like unbuy them? Like, you know what I mean? If Microsoft own Bethesda right now, like it's... Oh, those fuckers could be around for a lot longer than we think, unfortunately. It still hasn't come to Switch, actually, Doom Eternal, by the way. But I have an inkling of what's going on there. You know, the rumoured, the heavily rumoured, more or less confirmed Switch Pro. What they're probably doing is they're probably going to hold off until the Switch Pro. Which, to be honest with you, would be a bit of a bollocks, to be honest, because they did promise people that it would be coming to the Switch as in like the basic Switch. So like, they're kind of, if they do that, they're kind of forcing people to buy the new Switch, and like, which is kind of shitty, like. Or else they'll have like two versions, like where if you play it on Switch Pro, you have 60 frames per second. If you play it on regular Switch, you're playing on 30 frames per second, kind of a thing, like. Then again, if you get released like next week or whatever else, but then again, COVID-19 might have been a factor there as well, like, you know. I tell you, it's kind of funny because like a developer can actually use COVID-19 now as an excuse for pretty much anything. Like it's, it must be a great position for a company that's having a hard time developing a game right now. They can say, "Oh, COVID-19, COVID-19." I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete this challenge in this live stream, to be honest. Oh yeah, did you sort out your PSN yet, man? Did you ring Sony yet about that? How did you get it sorted already? I can't remember. You're running out of time, man, with that, man, seriously. Oh man, this challenge is a right pain. Three rooftops. But it's obviously on the same place, like. Oh shit, wait, no, where's the other one? How many fucking... Oh, what the hell? Oh man, I can't do this. And it only shows a clip of the one rooftop. Why doesn't it just show all the rooftops? Oh man, this game and its vague challenges, vague descriptions, vague. Tony Vague Hawks. Tony Vague. Tony Hawk Pro Vague. Pro Vaguer. Watch the... It only shows one rooftop. Where's the other one, mate? It's ridiculous. There's only two, I should say. Oh god. I'm starting to get tired now myself, to be honest. Oh, I came up with an idea for I have an idea for a crossover game.
Sorry, was just typing out the lines there.
No, you're okay, man. It's no problem, man. I wouldn't want to keep you any longer, man. Being that it's 25 to 1, man. I know you've got a lot going on right now with college, man. You've got far more important things to be doing than to be listening to my rambling on Green-HillGaming, man. Honestly, I do, man. I appreciate it, though. I do. I appreciate it, man. But like, obviously, man, you need to get some rest, man, and fucking focus on assignments and whatnot. But I will be doing late night live streams over the weekend, and I'll be even doing some streams on daytime as well, so like Saturday and Sunday as well. So that will be more like freaking time friendly, basically. But just before you go, I actually have a cool idea for a game. A crossover between Luigi's Mansion and Scooby-Doo. It just popped into my head today, man. Don't even ask me how. You know me, man. Fucking imagination like a motherfucker. So basically you have Luigi and Shaggy teaming up.
I'll be more at the late night on the weekend.
Cool, man. Cool, man. I was thinking that as well. Like, I probably should limit my live streams to late night. Well, not limit them, like, but that's basically like, that's where the fun is. That's where it's at. Those late night live streams are where it's at. It suits everyone, because even Ruby was here earlier and she said that she couldn't stay long. So yeah, it definitely suits everyone to be to have a late night live stream. But I kind of have like streams in between as well. Maybe I should try to do a few daytime live streams as well. But imagine having Luigi and Shaggy teaming up together, because the two of them are pure like kind of like scaredy cat characters, like Luigi and Shaggy, and then like they're basically trying to save Scooby-Doo himself, who went missing, and you're in a haunted house solving like clues to the disappearance of Scooby-Doo, and full of ghosts and hauntings, and you know what you would expect from Scooby-Doo and Luigi's Mansion. But then like you've got these like crazy kind of crossovers between like Mario and Fred. I just think like they have similar kind of like roles. Like Fred is like the leader
hey,
of the gang.
Man, Scooby-Doo will go with anything.
It would, to be honest, though, wouldn't it? Oh man, there was even a crossover between Scooby-Doo and Johnny Bravo as well, which is hilarious. But imagine like having Princess Peach and Daphne, right? And then you could have Toadette and I think Valerie. Valerie's her name. So these kind of like strange, kind of like, not strange,
Supernatural had an episode with Scooby-Doo.
Oh really? That's fucking hilarious. I think even Buffy did actually as well. Because there was always kind of like similarities between Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Scooby-Doo in terms of how they were kind of like, you know, solving these kind of crazy kind of like paranormal type kind of mysteries and shit. But I can just picture that game in my head, like, oh, it would be so funny, like.
Cartoon-like as well, and it was actually really good.
Nice, man. I'd say it's going to be very emotional watching the final episode of Supernatural. Like, for 15 years, like, it is 15 years, isn't it? That's insane. The closest that I ever came to that now would have been the Resident Evil movie franchise. Because I watched the first Resident Evil movie when I was like in first year or second year, which is insane, like, to think of, like, literally, like, I think it was first year, or the first year or second year. And myself and my friend, we bunked the afternoon. We didn't come back in the afternoon. We went straight to town into the cinema to watch Resident Evil. So I would have been like 14.
5 years, man.
15
it's going
years.
To be extremely emotional. Emoji happy tears.
I can imagine, man. I actually could imagine, man. Jesus Christ, man. That's 15 years of your life, like, that's fucking insane, like, to be part of a journey, like a visual storytelling journey, like, you know, basically a story with those characters and what they've been through. So it's almost like you went through what they did, you know. So that's kind of what it's like. That's kind of what it's like for me in Resident Evil as well, like, you know, for Alice, seeing Alice's journey, like from the original Resident Evil to the end. And I mean, I only saw the end. I only saw I saw the final movie in 2017, only a couple of years ago. So to go from like 14-year-old Johnny, you know, to what would that have been? 30, 29, 30. So like that is just like fucking. It's crazy to have that journey, like, to be part of that journey, like. And that's what these like fucking Resident Evil fanboys who go after Paul Anderson don't realise. You're not going to get that type of journey, that type of story by just completely copy and pasting cutscenes from the first two movies. Like, you know, I fucking love those movies, to be honest with you. Damn it. I still should have gotten that. So I technically made it to the rooftop. Even though I fell off and broke my legs, but still made it. That song is actually hilarious. It reminds me of South Park. Do you know what I'm looking forward to as well on PS5? Is the health videos. Now obviously I'm going to refrain from having to use them. I'm going to use them in extreme situations. So like extreme lifelines on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like in extreme cases. Because right now I'm tempted of going onto YouTube and typing in 20 hops pro skater, jump over tree, rooftop gap thing. But on PS5 you'll literally be able to just watch a video. I don't know if they're for every game or if they're just for PS. No, they're for every game actually, because I remember hearing that there's what is it? There's like over 100 help videos of Demon Souls, and Demon Souls is not from Sony, so I think it's every game will have them. That's insane. Oh man, that console is just full to the brim of just innovation and things that just matter. You know, like things that actually benefit you as a player. Like I remember when PS3 came out, like it was like HD gaming. I get that was big back then, like to see games in HD, but that was literally about the only thing that PlayStation could kind of offer. Obviously, like, you know, great games, like, and it's what matters at the end of the day, is the games, like. But to go from that, like, to what we have now, with the DualSense controller, with 3D audio, and graphics that have you like it's actually kind of interesting, because I don't think there will be a PS5 Pro, because there won't be a need for it, because games can already be outputted in 8K unless they want to do fucking 12K. But I actually can't see them doing a PS5 Pro, because there wouldn't be any need for it. I mean, no loading times already, like as it is, and as I said, like, you can output your games in 8K, and now considering that 8K isn't even on the market yet. Well, more or less anyway, like it's not really like mainstream market anyway. It's pretty much secure, like for years and years and years and years to come. So PS5 can offer so much, like in specs as well, but then on top of that, like the innovation of the controller, it's just it's actually like Nintendo and Sony secretly made this console, and they won't tell nobody. Like, they had an affair. They had an affair on Xbox. They had an affair. Oh god, poor Xbox was left out. But that's what it's like. I know it's just, I'm just joking obviously, like, but it's funny, like that's what it feels like to me. Like Sony and Nintendo just came along and just had a baby together, and that was a PS5. That's basically it. If I ever did a mini review of PS5, I know I haven't played it yet, but if I ever did a mini review of PS5, that's what it would be. If Sony and Nintendo had a baby together, it would be PS5. Because it's the best of both. It's like Nintendo's innovation combined with Sony's specs. No, I'm not like saying that like Sony didn't have like I mean like all this is down to Sony. Like the haptic feedback is going to be so much better than HD Rumble, and 3D audio has never been done in gaming. And the adaptive triggers is just going to be insane. Like the fact that you actually like you're going to feel pressure for the first time on those triggers. That's all down to like Sony. Like that's Sony's innovation right there. Like, you know, it's not like they're just like for instance like it's not like they did, you know, what they did with PS Move, because that was more or less just like kind of Sony saying, okay, we're going to have our own motion control. So everything like with the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers and 3D audio and no loading times as well, that's all down to Sony and their innovation. Yeah, oh man, it's going to be insane. I'm actually already calling it my favorite console, to be honest. I really am. I know it's like so soon, like already, like, you know, but I just think considering I already know that there's a Resident Evil 8, there's Final Fantasy 16. The fact that I already know those games are coming out, the fact that I know that my childhood games have been resurrected, Spyro the Dragon is back, Streets of Rage is back, like Sonic Mania proved that 2D Sonics can be a thing again. The fact that all these games are back on the market, you know, and I said like brand new Resident Evil, brand new Final Fantasy, and knowing that like Final Fantasy 7 is still kind of still around and part 2 will come out eventually, but knowing that all those games are out there combined with new experiences as well, and I'm going to be playing like Sackboy for the first time, so that's going to be interesting. So it's just a very interesting time to be a PlayStation fan and a gamer right now. But more than anything else, a gamer. That's the best. That's the one thing about Phil Spencer that I will give him credit for is he really does make you feel like you're a gamer and not a fanboy. He really reminds you that you're in the gaming industry. You know, it's a pity he had to do what he did and buy a fucking Bethesda. You know. But that is the one thing that I will give that man credit for. Just kind of reminding ourselves, like, you know, what it's all about at the end of the day. It's all about games and having fun playing them and just coming together regardless of what your console is, you know. But I love seeing those memes online about Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo all coming together to kind of saying we're all gamers. But then there's like, oh, I forget what the meme is, but it's basically saying that that mobile gamers aren't gamers, which I agree with. I mean, it's just not the same. Like, I played games on mobile, but it's like it's like you couldn't possibly compare like a mobile game to a console game. Oh no, what is this? Console gamers and PC gamers, and then it's like they're like combining together like to kind of get rid of mobile or something. I think it's good when you can get those like companion apps that kind of work with the game and work with the console. Like for instance, there's a great one now for the Switch, the Nintendo Switch Online app, which if you want to, you can use it as for voice chat. I haven't literally, no, I used it once, and that was the last time I used it. I saw no purpose for the voice chat on that, no purpose at all. I mean, I can literally just use WhatsApp. There's no need for me to load that app up to use for voice chat. And thankfully some games will actually use the headset. It's actually funny, it's like some games just say, fuck off Nintendo, we're not using this shitty app. Other games go along with it, but it's funny because there's a good few games. Overwatch is a game that uses the regular headset for voice chat. What's the other one? Wolfenstein, Young Blood uses a regular headset. So it's funny how some games just come along and say, no, we're not using the voice app. Maybe they pay the companies money to support it or something, I don't know. But apart from that shitty voice app anyway, you can use, there's an Animal Crossing kind of app like built into it as well. And you can actually like use that to kind of to leave like text kind of messages, text comments to like people that are on your island, or else you can use a shitty voice app. But if like me you don't use the voice app, you can use like a kind of keyboard text, like, but you can use your phone to kind of leave the comments, and it's much easier because obviously, like, you know, when you're navigating a keyboard in the game, it's so not more annoying like compared to being able to just use your phone. And you can do other things too, like you can kind of like see who's on your island and stuff like that. So yeah, I like companion apps far better than just like there's an Animal Crossing mobile game. I played a bit of it, but I got bored after very quickly. I played a bit of I played a bit of Mario Kart actually as well, and it's kind of pissing me off that they've put so much effort into putting in like new characters, and there is no way I can get up on top of that roof. New characters and stuff as well, and then just they still haven't released the new Mario Kart. It's fucking hell, Nintendo are getting like fucking Rockstar now and fucking Take-Two Interactive with like Mario Kart, because like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe continues to sell. It's still in the top charts and everything, and I think Nintendo were like, oh, we're making money, people are still buying and playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe still. They don't want a new Mario Kart, we'll just give them a mobile version and the home version thing. Oh, it looks fun to be honest, but you'd have to have a pretty big space to make the most of it. I've seen some very funny and just hilarious and kind of like cute videos of people playing Mario Kart Tour with animals like cats and dogs, and the fucking dog is just like chasing after it and the cat is chasing after it. It's so funny. Because the thing is, it's a camera attached to more or less like a remote control car. The camera is there the whole time, and so what you do then is you play it on the TV, and your Switch or your Switch controller basically controls the cart, like, and the course is basically wherever you have your car, like so. But I wouldn't be getting it like I want a proper Mario Kart. Because think of it, like, if I haven't had a Mario Kart since the Wii U. But hopefully Nintendo will stop making ports now, because Pikmin 3 Deluxe has become the first Wii U port on Switch that actually sold worse than the Wii U version. So I think Nintendo are going to say, okay, enough is enough, we'll just make a new game now. So they'll have to kind of knuckle down on Breath of the Wild 2 now, and development of Metroid Prime 4. That game has had more announcements about its fucking development than about the actual game. it's just, I'll tell you one thing, it's an all-star cast for the fucking development team anyway. I've never seen a development team with, there's people from, a lead developer from Rockstar Games who worked on GTA 5. They got a full-on like lead fucking developer like in that game. You have people from fucking Call of Duty, Halo. I mean, think of it, Halo, Call of Duty, and GTA. You have people working in those games. I mean, what the hell is that game going to end up becoming, like Metro Prime 4? Like, what the fuck, like? What are they going to do, like? I actually had an idea, like, but kind of a cross between an idea and a prediction, really. That, like, because like I kind of based it off the fact that Breath of the Wild is open world, and Mario Odyssey kind of followed in a similar pattern. That was also open world to an extent, not as open world as Breath of the Wild was, but still open, and a lot more open than other Mario games anyway, put it that way. And I just thought to myself, okay, like, so you have Zelda, Metroid. So I kind of thought to myself that this would be like an open space type experience, like where you could kind of decide where you would land. Like there would be a greater story taking place, a greater objective. Maybe it's defeat this evil space pirate. Yeah, they're called space pirates in Metroid. That would be your greater goal, so to speak. So like in Breath of the Wild, your ultimate goal was to defeat Ganon. And you actually had the option to go straight into the castle and defeat Ganon, straight from the start of the game. But obviously, like, you know, you weren't going to be fully equipped. You didn't have enough equipment, enough weapons. But the option was there. You could do it because it was an open world game. You could do what you want. So I was thinking in Metro Prime that, like, in Metro Prime 4, like, that there would be a kind of a planet that you could go to where the final boss would be and just take him on. But obviously, like, you know, that wouldn't be ideal, so you kind of stop off at other planets and kind of, like, develop your abilities and get new, like, weapons and level up and stuff like that, because obviously Metroid is known for, like, for upgrading your abilities and, you know, getting new suits and items and stuff like that. So maybe those planets will be like covered with like all of those things, and then you could just explore all these planets in the galaxy. So an open space game is what I kind of dubbed it as. So I think, considering that there's so many fucking high profile people working on the game, I think that like a vision like that could only be achieved by having such a kind of high kind of grade development team like that, especially people that are working on like GTA games. Because like, why would somebody who worked on GTA be working on Metroid Prime? So you think about that now. Obviously Halo is shooting, so like Metroid Prime has always been a shooter. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but that's what I'm thinking anyway, an open space game. Lads, I'm falling asleep. I'll try this one more time. Okay, let's just do one more run. So just... Okay, I'm ready. So Phony Hawk has had a terrible time minding the gap. Terrible time. I was really hoping, and I was banking, and I was convinced that there was only one rooftop that I had to jump over, but it's actually 3. I've actually never talked so much in a live stream in recent streams.
What's the next live stream?
The next live stream is Fortnite PS5 edition. You looking forward to that? I'm only joking. But apparently it's going to have like 120 frames per second. But you won't be able to get 120 frames per second because you have to have like a really fucking advanced 4K
Who
TV to
wants
get
to
that.
be a millionaire Friday night? Emoji happy tears.
I will do it for you, man. If you request it, then I will deliver it. Who wants to be a millionaire? It's confirmed. Friday night. Friday night. Who wants to be a millionaire with Green-HillGaming? Ah, damn it. I know I said one more. I know I said one more run there a second ago, but the perfectionist in me. No, but I will keep this the live stream because I don't want to keep you up. You need to get your sleep, man. I feel responsible for you not getting much sleep, to be honest, with all these late night live streams. So I will attempt to do this objective one more time.
No man, I've to do a few things regardless.
Ah, okay. Here, don't overdo it, man. Honestly, no, don't overdo it, man. Because you need your sleep, man. Damn it. Oh. So I'm trying to get a good kind of... Maybe that's the wrong rooftop to start off with. I don't know how... So there's 1, 2... So there is three fucking things, like, but... How in the hell? Let's try this one. Whoop. Ah, that's ridiculous. Wait, no, a second. Ah, what a hard challenge, man. Ah, man, we need Chicago. Where's Chicago? Chicago needs to help me out with this one. That's insane. Oh man, that's gonna do it for this live stream. I can't possibly fuck.
Hey, get out of the street!
Well, why don't you stop knocking people down on the street, huh? Motherfucker. Oh man, I'm done with this live stream. Jesus Christ. I think Tony Hawk's is going to take an extended break, to be honest with you. But what day is tomorrow? Oh, actually tomorrow is Friday, isn't it? No, tomorrow's Thursday. I'm actually going to be doing Spider-Man live stream tomorrow. But oh God, sorry, just stretching. I don't know, I might do it a bit earlier. I might do 2 live streams of Spider-Man tomorrow. I might do it like at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and then do another one like maybe like 11:30. But I don't want to like make it too long, like, you know, because I know that, you know, I don't want to be keeping you up, like. So that is going to do it for the live stream. Thank you so much to everyone who watched. Really hope you enjoyed, and as always, I appreciate the support. And Damon, get some sleep, man. Don't overdo it. That's an order. That's an order. I'm only joking, man. But seriously, man, it's important to obviously to look after your health, like both physically and mentally, man. Because what the hell? Wait, hold on. Sorry, my fucking phone just like it said something popped up on the stream saying pinned by Putter. Putter the YouTuber pinned. I might have clicked his live stream by accident. Or else Putter has pinned my live stream. Are you in my live stream, Putter? Imagine. Fucking hell. Okay, that was weird. Sorry. Okay, so that is... Wait a second. My phone... Sorry, no. Yeah, I'm back. Right. So, yeah. I am off. This is the end of the live stream. Get some sleep. And I will see you next time on Green-HillGaming. And Friday night you will be getting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but tomorrow night I will be doing some Spider-Man. So I will see you then, man, and I will say good night and sleep well.
Good night, bud.
Good night, buddy. Sleep well, don't overdo it, and I'll see you next time.